You already know you're supposed to have an emergency fund. You've heard it 100 times. 3 months of expenses, 6 months of expenses. And every time you hear that number, something inside you just shuts down. Because when you're already stretched to the edge of your income, saving feels like a joke someone is playing on you. But I want to show you something today. Something that actually works when you have almost nothing left over. We're going to talk about how to start an emergency fund from zero. Not the textbook way, the real way, for us. Stay with me until the end. What I'm going to share at the 7-minute mark changed how I think about money completely. Here's why the standard advice doesn't work for us. Every financial expert will tell you to cut your lattes and put that money in savings. We're not buying lattes. We're buying groceries. The advice is built for people with margin, people who have some money left after the bills are paid. And most of us don't have that margin. Most of us are paying one bill with the money meant for another one. So we try to save. We fail. We feel like we're bad with money. And we give up. That's not a you problem. That's a system problem. Here's what actually works when you have almost nothing left. Not $500. Not 1 month of expenses. $20. I mean that. The research on behavior change is clear about this. Small wins build the habit. The habit is worth more than the amount. Because once you prove to yourself that you can save something, your brain starts to believe saving is something you do. $20 in an account you don't touch is an emergency fund. It's small, but it's real. And real beats perfect every time. Open a free savings account, somewhere separate from your checking. Chime, Ally, or your bank's own savings account all work. The point is that it feels different. It's not the same account your rent comes out of. It's the one you don't touch. Transfer $20 the same day you get paid. Not at the end of the month, the same day. Whatever is left after that 20 is gone is what you work with for the month. You will adjust. We always do. I'm not going to tell you to stop eating out. You probably already don't. I'm not going to say cancel your subscriptions. You probably already have. But there are gaps most of us don't notice because we're too tired to track. Here's what I mean by a gap. Have you ever paid a late fee because you forgot a due date? That's a gap. Have you ever bought something at full price that was on sale the week before? That's a gap. Have you ever kept a subscription going for 2 months after you stopped using it? That's a gap. None of those feel like big money, but together they are. For 1 week, just one, keep a note on your phone of every dollar that leaves your account. Not to judge yourself, just to see. Most of us find $10 to $30 a month in gaps we didn't know we had. $10 is half your starting emergency fund right there. This one is hard, but it matters. Tax refunds, child support that finally comes through, a birthday gift, a bonus, a one-time payment of any kind. Before that money hits your account and disappears into the normal flow of life, put something into the emergency fund first, even 20% of it, even 10%. If your tax refund is $600, $60 goes to the fund before anything else. That's 3 months of your $20 contributions in one move. I know there are things you need. I know the list is long. I'm not saying ignore your needs. I'm saying take a small piece of every windfall and put it somewhere it can grow before your regular expenses swallow it whole. This is the part people skip. And then they drain the fund in the first month. An emergency fund is not for a sale. It's not for a school trip that came up fast. It's not for the thing you forgot to budget for. An emergency fund is for 3 things. 1. Something breaks and it directly affects your ability to work or care for your kids. Car repair. Broken phone if your job requires it. Medical copay. 2. An unexpected bill with a real consequence if unpaid. A utility shutoff notice. An eviction warning. 3. A gap month. You lose a few shifts. The check is short. You need to cover rent. That's it. Write those 3 categories down and keep them somewhere visible. When you want to use the fund for something else, look at the list. If it's not on there, it waits. Knowing what the fund is for makes it feel real, and it makes it easier to protect. Every decision point is a place where the savings can fail. If you have to choose every month whether to transfer the $20, some months you won't. Not because you're irresponsible, because you're tired and the bills are heavy and it just won't happen. Automate it. Set a recurring transfer on payday, even $5, whatever the number is right now. You can always change it, but set something that moves without you touching it. The goal is to make saving the default, not the exception. I want to pause here for a second. Everything I've covered so far is the start. But if you want the full system, the one that covers the 4 buckets, how to handle the months where nothing works out, and how to know which programs exist to help you fill the gaps, I put all of it in a guide I made called Still Standing. It's specifically for single moms. Chapter 2 covers the full money plan. Chapter 3 covers the government programs that can free up cash you didn't know was available. Link is in the description if you want it. It's called Still Standing. I need to say something before we wrap up. If you're listening to this and you've tried to save before and it didn't work, that does not mean you are bad with money. It means you were handed an impossible situation without a real guide. It means you were trying to follow advice built for people with a safety net, and you were doing all of it alone. That's not failure. That's just the wrong starting point. Starting with $20 feels embarrassing. I get it. We compare ourselves to people who seem to have their financial lives together, and $20 feels like nothing. But $20 you didn't have saved last month is progress. It's proof that you can do this. It's the beginning of a habit that will outlast any hard season you're in right now. The emergency fund is not about the amount. It's about the decision to stop letting every dollar run through your hands before you've claimed any of it for yourself. Even $20 is saying, I matter too. You are not behind, you are rebuilding, and we build it piece by piece. If you have a friend or a sister who is stuck in that loop, she knows she should save but can't figure out how, send her this video, not just share it. Actually send it to her with a message. She needs to hear this. And tell me in the comments, what's your biggest thing that gets in the way of saving? I want to know. I read everyone. I'm Nova. Even a small step in the right direction still moves you forward. I'll see you in the next one.